I received a question from a viewer recently who asked, "John, is it possible to go to jail for infringing a patent?" So I have a story. I was representing a Taiwanese company that was at a trade show, exhibiting at a trade show in Beijing back in 2002. On the first day of the trade show, an executive from a competing company came over to the trade show booth and started screaming loudly about patent infringement and started popping my clients' balloons that were part of their exhibit. Now you think you've heard it all as an attorney, but this balloon popping thing, this was a completely new experience. Who does that? Eventually the police were summoned, probably from the sound of popping balloons. And ultimately my client, the executive from my client's booth, ended up being hauled off to jail for patent infringement. Now I'm not sure that if you're in Chinese jail, they only allow you one phone call, like the stereotype in the US. But somehow I got the call. And oh, by the way, isn't there something we can do about the violation of our balloons? We quickly contacted a law firm we work with in Beijing, and they were able to get my client out of jail. And although the dispute did go on for a while, this does underscore the fact that some patent infringement in China can be a criminal offense. This is also true in some other countries of the world, but we'll get to those in just a minute. First, let's talk about the United States. Hi, my name is John Farrell. I'm a Silicon Valley patent attorney. Welcome back to my channel. In the United States, patent infringement is generally a civil matter, not a criminal matter, which means that you can't be put in jail for committing patent infringement, although the person or the owner of the patent that's infringed can sue you in civil court for damages, including injunction and monetary remedies. Injunction is where the court orders you to stop the infringement. These monetary remedies can include compensation for actual damages or lost profits or potentially a reasonable royalty. And this monetary compensation can also include enhanced damages, up to 3 times the actual damage caused by the infringement. These enhanced damages are reserved for willful infringement and usually egregious infringement. And although these civil penalties can be substantial, jail time is not one of the consequences that can result from patent infringement under US law. That said, you can receive jail time for certain other patent-related acts. For example, trade secret theft, which is separate from patent law but can be related, involves the stealing of business secrets or inventions that can result in criminal prosecution and imprisonment under the Economic Espionage Act. Counterfeiting is another violation that's considered a serious act under federal and state law and can result in imprisonment and significant fines. I've made several other videos about counterfeiting, but counterfeiting goods such as fake designer bags, electronics, or other branded goods is a violation of intellectual property laws, specifically the Trademark Counterfeiting Act of 1984. Violations can include up to 10 years for first offenses and up to 20 years for repeat offenders. Fines can include up to $5 million for individuals and $15 million for corporations. Repeat offenders are subject to even larger penalties. Now, getting back to just patent infringement. Patent infringement, like in the United States, in most countries is a civil matter and not a criminal matter. That is, you could be fined or sued, but you're generally not subject to criminal penalties. There are a couple of notable countries, however, which do treat patent infringement as a crime. In China, for example, although patent infringement is generally a civil matter, there are cases where patent infringers can be subject to criminal penalties, especially in the case of repeat offenders or in the case of significant economic harm. In addition, under certain provisions of Chinese law, while like with China, where most of the countries that do impose criminal sanctions for patent infringement require that the patent infringement be severe or fraudulent, it is notable that there are some other countries where patent infringement can be a crime. A couple of the significant countries include India, which under Section 120 of the Patent Act of 1970 provides for penalties of imprisonment up to 2 years and fines for those who falsely claim a patent or misuse patent-related information. Russia has a more stringent approach toward intellectual property infringement. Criminal penalties in Russia for intellectual property theft, including patents, can include imprisonment if the offenses are severe. Other countries which also criminalize patent infringement, especially where there's theft or counterfeiting involved, include Saudi Arabia, France, Germany, Japan, and South Korea. Thailand and Brazil also provide for criminal imprisonment where egregious patent infringement is involved. As I mentioned, in most countries, patent infringement is a civil matter, as in the US. However, there are certain countries which do have criminal penalties for egregious or serious patent infringement, and you'll want to be aware of those. And in the United States, being accused of patent infringement is always stressful, but patent infringement by itself is a civil and not a criminal matter. Now that's all I have to say today about patent infringement. If you've been accused of patent infringement or you need some help with your patents or your patent portfolio, I'd love to hear from you. And if you got something useful out of this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.